All right, guys, welcome back to part two. So we just went over offer great customer support. Now we are in the next one, which is make their first purchase special. So why not, when you're onboarding a client, they're making their first purchase with you, you are building, let's put it this way. You've taken a lot of time into building credibility, wanting to get this client in as a client, phone calls, emails, proposals, questions, objections, and rebuttals, and references, and case studies, and all this stuff. And they finally go, we want to do it. And they purchase their first service with you. They've put a lot of trust in you, and you put a lot of time and effort. So why not start that relationship off with that client on a really strong foot and build a great foundation moving forward, which is making their first purchase special. So a couple ideas of how to do that, and there's tons, but there's just some. Maybe send a welcome email. Put a custom video of you and their Google ad person or their team, your team, saying, welcome to, my company XYZ. We're super excited you're here. Our journey is going to be super fun. In the next few months, it's going to look like this. Here's what you can expect. This is going to be your account manager. If you need help, just reach out. That sort of thing. Imagine signing on to something, spending thousands of dollars with you, by the way, potentially, if not hundreds. And it starts off like that. That's huge value. And they're going to feel very good about the decision they made. So send an email. The next one is offer discounts and freebies. You could do this post-sale and pre-sale. So maybe you bundle something together. Maybe you say, by the way, if you want to upgrade to another service down the road, you get a 100% discount, $100 off, something like that. Or here's a marketing starter kit we give all our clients. Or you know what? I love this one. You should receive a little welcome package in the mail. Maybe it's a hat, it's a shirt, scarf, whatever. Something like that. I love mugs. So branded mug. That is huge value. That's going to make them feel good and have them have the right expectations moving forward with you. And just really set a good experience, which everyone loves. Imagine joining, having a big decision, regardless of size of company, and they don't hear from you. And they're like, well, that was a mistake. And imagine if they just heard from you all the time. They would feel more confident. They'd feel like they actually are a part of something. You're a team. You're actually withholding your promises and keeping your communication up. There's a company that when I signed on with them, they sent me a gift every month, actually. And I love it. I think one month they sent me a cookie for National Cookie Day, and the next month was Pineapple Day, and they sent me a card and stuff. It's really thoughtful, and it makes me go, first of all, keeps them front of mind for me, but it also makes me feel appreciated, and I really enjoyed that. Okay, the last point before we go to the number 8 strategy is mind what you say. The smallest thing, be a professional, be polite, be energetic, all that stuff matters. But little things matter too. So when I said, send an email, there's a difference if the email says no reply at DashClicks.com, right? It might have a video in there and stuff, but they might go, oh, okay, right? If I respond to this, no one's going to see it. Versus if I send an email with Daniel at DashClicks.com, they might be like, oh, well, he actually took the time to do this. My expectations are already met, if not exceeded, right? Little things like that. So just make sure when you're minding what you say, keep the fluff out, just be transparent, get to the point. And people appreciate that because they're not going to feel like their time's being wasted. And it's not frustrating to trying to figure out what you're saying and stuff like that. So, small little detail, but important. Number 8 is find the unmet needs of your customers. So, there's a couple things here. Just because you have customers doesn't necessarily mean you know everything about them. And the more effort and time you put into getting to know your current customers, the more beneficial it's going to be for you. Now, it's beneficial for your clients and for you to do this. It's beneficial for your clients because call a client up. Be like, hey, Jim. And he's like, what's up? I just want to call. I have a couple questions. Like, what are your thoughts on this? Is there a service we don't provide that you wish we did? What's something you're looking for? What challenges are you facing? they will open up and you will learn so much. Maybe you start a new service. Maybe you adjust things. Maybe you're like, how was onboarding? Where'd you get stuck? And they go, well, I got really stuck on this part. If it was like that, okay, we'll take that in consideration. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And by the way, we'll give you a $50 credit to your account for next month if, something like that. Appreciated, right? Amazing. You can also use these in tandem. This is not just like use one strategy or the other. It's kind of like, it's a bunch of strategies that you can bundle together, use different scenarios and stuff. But what you'll find is your customers do have unmet needs. And if you provide that to them, they're going to love you even more than they do. So let's go a few of how to find unmet needs. First of all, map out your customer journey. So when you map out your customer journey, you're going from start to finish, whatever that looks like, in the unique setting of your own agency or business. Sales, proposal, onboarding, payments, fulfillment, monthly meetings, all that. And then talk to people, talk to customers. You might actually see a bird's eye view of where there's some disconnects, things aren't running as smooth, let's optimize this. No wonder people aren't, whatever, because of this area. Look, let's focus on that area. So map out your customer journey, and you might be able to take something out. Maybe you have too many steps, too convoluted. I don't know, but it's a good place to start. The next area is use existing data. Now, if you're just beginning, you might not have this because you don't have clients yet. But if you have a few clients or more than a few, or you have 40 clients or 400, you should have a good amount of customer data, like chat logs for customer service, comments on social media, reviews. Reviews are massive. You could even actually look up competitor reviews and see why people like that business so much and see what they're saying. So if there's a company that has 5 stars and they have 4,000 reviews, you might want to look at that and see consistently what the trend is of what people are, why they're voting 5 stars for this company. And you'll find trends like people are loving the communication aspect. People are loving the onboarding. People are loving the results. What's the thing about that company people seem to highlight the most? You might be surprised what people are motivated to write a review about. It might be something completely different than what you think. And it might be like something besides results. Typically, it's sort of like that, actually. But anyways, use existing customer data. The next one to go deeper into find the unmet needs of your customers, we just did map your customer journey. We just did use existing customer data. The next one is listen to the voice of the customer. Again, this is actually more interactive with your clients. Okay, so use existing customer data is kind of like we have recordings, we have communication logs. We're looking at that. Listen to the voice of your customer has to do with more like, what are they saying? Are we listening to them? Are they giving us suggestions? Do we have a suggestion box? What are they saying in our reviews? What kind of satisfaction level are they at? Maybe we throw out a survey. Let's see what they have to say, right? All that stuff. This is sort of an extension of use the data you already have. So use the data you already have is kind of like we are using the logs we already have. Listen to your customer voice essentially is like you are proactively reaching out. You are seeing what they have to say, whether that's surveys, questionnaires, phone interviews. All that stuff is great to know. It's just going to help you be able to make more money by offering more services or more optimized services, which in return benefits your customers because they get a better experience. They get a better product. So it's a win-win for both. Number 9 is find opportunities for cross-selling and upselling. So let's think about this. When I mentioned that you are building credibility with your current customers, you're trying to set good expectations, you're trying to make their whole experience with you nothing less than fantastic. So when you have that client base, because this training is about increasing the lifetime value of customers and getting more revenue off them, you're going to have to be cross-selling and upselling at some point. And just to give you a quick little rundown, When you're upselling someone, you're basically selling them again. Okay. And you could either start from cold, like you have to build your credibility up, or if they're a client, you maintain or exceed that credibility. Their credibility grows of you and their trust and the value that you provide to them. Selling them again, you kind of eliminate all the cold stuff. You don't have to cold call. You don't have to build credibility. You don't have to build trust. All that stuff you kind of already have. You just have to maintain when they're a current customer. So for you to say, hey, let's up your Google ad spend. That's going to be an extra $400 per month. Is that okay? Well, Jim, Daniel, we're getting great results. I trust your judgment. Okay, let's do it. Awesome. Let me just process that. All right. You're all set. You see, so upselling or cross-selling or really putting people up a value ladder becomes easier because you already built that stuff. It's kind of like when you have a best friend that trusts you. You've gone through the years, the trials and tribulations. You've built a strong relationship with this person. So when you are like, hey, do you trust me? Let's go. They will, right? Because they're friends. You guys are friends. You've built a trust. Let's move on to the next one. Number 10 is make your sales channels appealing. So at the end of the day, these are just strategies. These are just methods that you can implement, whether bundling it or whether you're, just using one at a time. And this could just depend on where you're at in your agency, whether you're scaling or you haven't really hit 5 clients yet, or, wherever you're at, you can kind of mix and match this wherever it's needed and what fits you. But I would say generally it's just good practice to kind of have some form or another of all these strategies in your business, because these just are value adders. If you have them in some degree, it just adds more value to your business. So, why not? So number 10, make your sales channels more appealing. What does that mean? I'm going to make this one brief. Essentially, you could add all the value in the world. People can love you and stuff. But when you are dealing with like front end, which means someone doesn't necessarily know you, so they have to go through the sales process for you to sell them. And they're like a cold prospect, cold traffic. If your sales channels don't look appealing, like with the right fonts or colors, it just looks kind of outdated. Like that's not going to help people want to work with you. So even if you have an amazing client backend, you really got to make sure that your social media, your ads, your videos that you put out there to cold traffic is really appealing, and that from first visual or experience encounter to them being a full-time client that they've stayed on for 3 or 5 years or 10 or 15 or whatever. It starts right on the first foot, even at first glance. And then every time they interact, it just gets better and better and better. And the best experience should be when they become a client. Let's jump into the final strategy, which is give your customers a reason to come back. So I'm going to kind of put this in a nutshell because there's a lot of different ways to think about this. Giving them a reason to come back is going to be what you put into your foundation. You got reviews, testimonials, case studies, endorsements. You've been featured on Forbes. You have social rapport, social proof. You have people that back you. So you're a legitimate, publicly backed company. Might be the wrong terminology, but you kind of get what I'm saying. Okay. And so what adds credibility is not just by saying you are, but by showing. And one of the cool ways to do this is actually by using DashClicks Forever Free account. So when you use DashClicks, just to give you context and tie it into this strategy, when you use DashClicks, there's 2 parts to it. Well, sort of 3, but 2 parts. First part is it's free to join. And when you join, you get SaaS software. So you get software to manage clients, contacts, deals. You can send communication. Everything you need to run your agency and scale it is in one dashboard powered by individual apps. So everything you need is in that dashboard. You don't have to pay for like 5 different softwares or anything. You just sign up for DashClicks. Everything you need is in there. It's super cool. Now, the second part to that is we have white labeled fulfillment, which means that we have a team that's vetted. They're the best of the best. And if you get a client You just purchase the service you want us to fulfill for you. We'll run that service through your company, and it's totally white labeled, so that your clients will only see your logo and business name and everything. They'll never know it's powered by DashClicks. Now, here's where it ties together, which is gives your customers to come back. And I mentioned testimonials, reviews, and rapport. You're showing proof, not just saying. Is when you get a client, you run Google ads or SEO for them or whatever, they need a way to see transparency. They need to see what you're doing. They need to have an easy way to kind of just go, well, let's see what Daniel and his team are up to log in and see results, see what keywords they're ranking for. You can actually show a demo of the dashboard to your clients, and your clients can get access to their own dashboard. And they can use some of the same apps you get to use, not all of them because you don't want them to see certain things, but for the most part, they get a fully functional app they can manage the business off of. They're going to see your logo. They're going to go, wow, these guys are big. These guys are legitimate. They can use it for reporting. They can use it for, honestly, to manage their business, just like you do, essentially. So you're actually going to be able to use the dashboard to give your customers another reason to come back to this amazing, powerful, transparent dashboard where they can at any time log in and see the results of what we're doing. It's really, really powerful. So I'm actually in the next video going to go into DashClicks dashboard and just give you a quick little tour of it, just so you have an idea of what it looks like. And that'll be sort of a sample of what a demo video would be if you created one for a client. And then you can see how amazing and powerful and way to always add value to current clients. And what that also means is you don't have to spend the money on updating your own dashboard because you didn't build it. DashClicks did. So we put out updates and software modifications all the time. And so those updates, you get the updates, which means your clients get the updates. So that's something you don't have to worry about, but it's always adding value to you as an agency owner and to your clients. So it's like this trifecta thing. It's really, really awesome. So anyways, if you haven't already done so, go to dashclicks.com and sign up for a forever free account. And I will see you guys in the next video.